Have you ever wondered what the spare tire pressure of your trailer tire was? I have. If you have never wondered about it, maybe you should, because it's an important thing to know. Because if you were to blow one of your main tires and you need to put the spare tire on, you need to know that it's in proper working order. Today, I'm going to install a new EasyAir hose here. So this hose will connect to the one end, your valve stem on your spare tire, and run up to the A-frame at a location of your choosing so that you can easily check your spare tire air pressure and pump it up if you need to. Join me. Hey, I got a giveaway in this video. Stay tuned in to find out what it is. All right, I've got the instruction manual here. What's in the box? I have a braided steel air hose, stainless steel mounting bracket. I have a 90-degree brass pipe. I have 2 rivets, 2 stainless steel bolts, spring washers, flat washers, and acorn nut. I have a brass flat washer. I have a brass nut. I have a copper spring washer. I have adhesive promoter and 2 3M VHB adhesive pads. All right, step 1, assemble the components. Attach A, meaning your braided steel hose, to the 90-degree brass pipe as shown. All right, the next step is to insert this valve, also known as a Schrader valve, into the large hole on the bracket, like this. We're going to put on our brass nut, our brass or a copper spring washer, and then our nut, a little small thin nut here. So we tighten it down finger tight. I'm going to grab some pliers. I'm going to do 1/4 turn past finger tight here. And there's a tip in here. Save one of these valve stem caps. So it's going to have a metal one or this little plastic one that you normally see. Save one of these so you can protect that in once you install the rest of it. Next step is to go find a place to mount this bracket. Now, there's no specific place you need to mount it. There's no required place to mount it. It's just you can mount it wherever you want because there's 3 ways to mount it. You have the rivets. You can drill holes and rivet it in. You have the bolts. You can put it through something that's already had holes in it because you need a drill to do that. Or you can VHB tape it to somewhere on the thing to make it make sense for you. But you just need to find somewhere to put it, and we're going to go check that out right now. Now, as you can see, that cable stretches pretty far back, and here's the other end. So if I put it right there, I can zip tie that thing to this set of wires, bundle wires here, and I can run it down the arm here, and I can put it on the valve stem there, or really anywhere in here. It works. My main concern with this setup is this spare tire is not always in the same spot. So it spins or shakes or moves around as you hit bumps going down the highway. So this cable is plenty long enough so if the spare tire does rotate or migrate around, it's not that big a deal because there's plenty of room for it to do so. So what I want to do is I want to attach it up here along this frame rail so that it's up off the ground and it's up free from getting hit by road debris. But I have enough slack in there to let the tire migrate should it do so. I'm going to screw on my valve stem here, finger tight. All right, now that I have the 90-degree fitting on, I just need to route this steel braided cable here. I'm going to run it along my spare tire frame here so that there'll be enough slack to allow the tire to move around if it needs to be. Now, depending on where you plan to connect it, you may need some different or longer zip ties. But for this application, these work just fine. And I'm not going to make them super tight. I want there to be some flexibility should the tire spin. Having it like this will still allow you to drop the spare tire without messing with the hose because it's connected to this frame. All right, I plan to hook it up right here in this area. This way it's not, this is something I added for my camera system for my truck. Here's the plug for your portable solar panel, and here's the setup for drop your spare tire pin. So I want there to be slack in this area, so if I do drop it, it will have enough space to drop right there. So I got to figure out something to do with that excess wire, but somewhere right here is where we're going to put it, and I'm going to use the VHB tape. This seems like a pretty easy option for me to put it right here. I've got this prep pad, adhesion promoter, which it is, and it's all it is really is alcohol, 70% alcohol. So I'm going to wipe down the frame here and this part and the bracket itself to make sure there's no weird residue on there. Might not allow it to stick. Got that done. Now these 2 pads here. So I'm going to stick them on the bracket itself first. And I'm going to tell you what, this VHB tape is no joke. It is exceptionally strong bond. Now that's on, I'm going to go find my little valve cover, put that on. Now I'm going to straighten up the remainder of this hose here. There's really no right or wrong way to attach the hose, but whatever you do, just make sure that you're still able to lower your spare tire, which is what I'm about to check right now. I know some of you watching this have probably never lowered your spare tire, but it's really this easy. So see, I need to add some slack up here to this cable so I can drop it all the way down to the ground. And there it is. With the cable just like this, I can still drop it all the way to the ground without any undue or added stress. It stops me from having to climb under the rig to check my tire pressure. So as you travel around and you increase elevation or decrease elevation and things like that, and seasons and temperatures and all the stuff, it affects your tire pressure greatly. If you have had your tires serviced at Costco typically and a few other places, they will fill them with nitrogen instead of air, and nitrogen doesn't change pressure based on where you go altitude wise. So it's really, really handy if you can get them filled up with nitrogen. But this device here, I got it on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. It's got a little handle. It's a digital readout. It has a light on the back, an LED light right there at the top that you can turn on. So should you be doing any of this stuff at night. And I still have my air compressor, the thing that I've been using for many, many years on all of our trailers. I carry it around with me. I have plenty of hoses. So as you drive around, you know, your tow vehicle and your trailer and your spare tires, make sure that you check all those pressures, because the time you need proper tire pressure is the time you're not going to have it. So check them all. It helps with the tire wear. It reduces your cost over time and gives you better fuel mileage and things like that. So please make sure that you check your tire pressure. For the trailer, again, it's the third wheel or third rail of everybody's topics. The cold tire pressure is 80 psi. Cold max tire pressure is 80 psi. Can you run yours at that? Absolutely. Should you run yours at that? Probably not. What you need to do is get your Goodyear or Michelin tire and weight and balance chart. I've made a number of videos on this. I'll link one specifically right here about weight and balance, but make sure that you know your weight of your trailer, know the weight on each axle if possible, know the weight, you know, combined gross vehicle weight rating and all those type of things, and get your tire pressure set accordingly. Now, your door in your tow vehicle is going to tell you the proper tire pressure to carry that vehicle at based on the basic load of the truck. But your trailer tire gives you max cold tire pressure, meaning if the weight of this trailer is its max gross vehicle weight rating, that's what you should be having your tire pressure set at, max cold. But go buy the tire pressure chart, please, for your trailer, and then check your door jamb for your tow vehicle. Again, your tow vehicle gives you specifically cold tire pressure, whereas your trailer gives you max cold tire pressure, meaning you need to adjust it based on the weight of your vehicle. Hey everybody, so I've had the EasyAir for maybe 2 months now. It's really nice that I can easily check the air pressure without having to climb underneath the rig. Especially nice when you're in a muddy campsite or a gravel campsite or off the grid somewhere where you don't want to get dirty climbing under there to check the spare tire pressure. One rerouting for the hose aspect that I thought about after the fact, you know, hook it to the valve stem and then run it through the center of the tire and up over the top of the tire. So sandwich it between the tire and the bottom of the trailer. That way you can lower it without the extra drag. So that's another option you have for routing the wire. So it really depends on the model you have. It really depends on the type of spare tire you have. So the classics have a bigger spare tire. Some of the frames, depending on the year model, are deeper or shallower, so the tire may be stuck to the bottom of the rig right there and you can't move it around like you can mine. So check your setup. That's why it's very versatile, and that's why the folks at AirGear designed it the way they did to make it versatile and fit your trailer. This can also be done for a spare tire for your vehicle or the spare tire for anything like that that's underneath the device or underneath the vehicle, so it can be used in a myriad of ways. I love it. I think it's a wonderful product, and I'm very grateful for the partnership we have with AirGear. So, love all the things they have. If you need anything from AirGear, to include this spare tire EasyAir hose, I have links for this and many other things down below. So please check in the video description here, and you can find links to everything. Now, really cool thing is I'm going to give some lucky winner one of these. If you're interested in winning this device, all you have to do is go to our website, 13adventures.com, click on the Contact Us link over on the side of the page there, type in your name, email address. Please make sure you spell it correctly. I've had a number of people not spell their email address correctly, and I can't respond to you because I don't know what your email address is. And then put in AirGear giveaway or EasyAir giveaway, something along those lines. 72 hours after this video releases, I will draw a winner, and I will announce that winner on all of our social media channels, and I will reach out to that person directly. So no entries will be accepted after the 72-hour mark from the day this video comes out. That's all for now, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for making us a part of your day, and happy adventures, everybody. Bye.